Hey everyone, welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Zelos Mako V3. This is the latest generation of the Mako, which in my opinion has become really the quintessential Zelos. This is the model that I think of when I think of Zelos. I really like what they're bringing to the table. I like the subtle updates over the years. I was one of the first YouTube channels to review the original Mako back in 2018, and I think they've only improved upon the design. And I'm a fan of what they've done here. So let's go through the details. This is a 40mm watch, 46mm lug to lug, under 12 in overall height, with a 20mm lug width. So very wearable when it comes to the dimensions. Substantial, nice and hefty, but not unwieldy. And if you have smaller wrists, I think you're really going to enjoy the way this wears and fits. This plays a bit smaller than a Seiko Skx, which is a universally loved size and fit amongst us watch enthusiasts. So I think one of the strengths of this model is the dimensions, is the design, and I love the fact that it's original. It's not trying to rip off a Seamaster or a Submariner or a Marine Master or anything like that. That's one of the reasons why Zelos is one of my favorite micro brands. They bring the value when it comes to the specs and the price point, but they're standing on their own laurels. They're coming out with original product, and that, just garners respect from me as a watch fan. So 300 meters of water resistance, a box sapphire crystal, a Japanese-made Miyota 9015 movement, and very generous amounts of Superluminova C3X1 mixed with BGW9 lume, which is, again, one of the highlights of this model. It's super potent. It's really fun to look at in low light. And if you turn the watch over on the side to look at the crown at the 4 o'clock position, you'll notice that that is lumed. And I believe Zelos was the first micro brand to lume the signature in their crown, which is always a fun thing. It's completely non-functional. It's a little silly, but it's pretty fun. I will say, as a fan of watches. Now this carries a few updates from that original generation of the Mako. The big one is we have a nice bracelet. Now notice the high polished chamfered edges. Notice the length of each one of these links, how they're fastened together with screws. So it's got a nice drape, and because of the links, you can get a decent fit out of the box. But the best part is the new clasp, which carries a push button deployment release. It's fully milled. And if you look at the underside here, you'll notice a horizontal bar or tab, which if you take your thumb and you just compress or you push up, then you're able to slide the adjustment system. So you can add to the travel or take away a little bit to get that fine-tuned fit throughout the day, which I love. Now, I will say, the design is eerily similar to what Christopher Ward provides on their Trident models. So that's one element. I know I just talked about how original Zelos is. This looks very similar to the Christopher Ward design. In fact, I would not be surprised if it was made in the same facility in Southeast Asia, but I just wanted to mention, it's a nice system, and it's not the smoothest. Like, you're not gonna get an Omega level of glide and adjustability here, but it is really good for the price point. So let's talk about the price, $429 at launch. So when Zelos releases a watch, always the first couple weeks for their most enthusiastic consumer base, you get the best price. And then after some time, they raise the price. So right now, as shown, $429. If you opt for a bronze version, I believe the price is about $399. And if you opt for a meteorite dial and meteorite bezel, so some more exotic material, that carries a premium of $599 at launch. So I think for the price, you really do get quite a bit. You get the dimensions, you get nice bezel action, you get great luminescence, you get originality, you get a Japanese-made movement, 4 hertz. With the hacking and the hand winding, you get the quick adjust system, you get a leather travel watch roll, a wood presentation box, and an additional tropic style rubber strap, which is nice. And then even the warranty card is pretty cool. It's machined out of metal, and I don't know, it's pretty interesting. I like the package that Zelos brings. Every one of the models that I've reviewed over the years has been strong across the board. Now, there is no such thing, in my opinion, as the perfect watch. Even the watch I'm wearing today, which is a Grail that I recently acquired, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas 4500V. This is about as close to perfect as I've ever experienced, but even this one, at around $20,000, still carries room for improvement. So I don't want to come across as too high on the Zelos or too low on the Zelos. I think every watch, regardless of price, regardless of brand, has room for improvement. So what would that be here with this V3 Mako Steel Frost? I would say the anti-reflective treatment on this box slash domed, it's got both elements. This box slash dome sapphire crystal isn't the best, especially when you're out in direct sunlight. And I don't know, some of the reflections can become a bit distracting. I've noticed that with the past couple of Zelos that I've reviewed, but it's a minor nitpick. If the reflections, if the light play on the crystal of your watch is the biggest negative element of the model, I would say you have a very strong model in your rotation. And so anyways, I just want to bring that up. There is always room for improvement, but I do like this overall as a package. I think it's very strong, especially if you get in at the launch price before the retail goes up a little bit. And I will say there are some models, some color iterations that have sold out. So I'll put a link to Zelos's website here in the description if you want to check out the different color iterations, materials, bezel materials, and all of that. And see if there's a flavor that you enjoy that you would like to add to your rotation. Now, I will say that Zelos did gift me this watch as a token of appreciation for doing this presentation. So I'd like to thank them. You could consider this review a sponsored review, but as always, whenever I'm gifted a watch, I always pass that forward to members of my Patreon group. So within the next couple weeks, if you're a member of my Patreon group, all you have to do is be a member. I'm going to do a random number generator, and one of the members will get this watch free of charge, and they'll be able to enjoy it in their rotation. It's just a token of appreciation to those members that decide to support me on that platform. So that will be taking place within the next couple weeks. And guys, if you're interested, we are under 100 members, so you have a pretty decent shot of winning the watch. If you want to join for a month, check it out, have your chance to win the watch, and enjoy the other exclusive content that I post there. I try to post weekly videos that you don't see here on the YouTube channel. So a link's in the description for those of you interested. Please reach out with any questions you may have for me. Maybe I didn't convey a particular point very clearly. I'm happy to elaborate. You can reach out in the comments or via private email if you wish. So thanks for taking the time to watch today, guys. I really appreciate it. Big thank you to Zelos for, again, gifting this watch for presentation and for giveaway. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.